Well, I was very pleased with my accomplishment today up until I got to this part. If you can see that the emergency cable is actually longer, and it's longer by, I haven't measured it, let me go ahead and measure it. I was actually going to guess, there, right set up, I was actually going to guess 10 inches, and I was basically right on the money, give or take. So, and these are opposites. This one came off the left side, this one's still got to go on the right side. This one is in, and I was admiring my work for probably about an hour because it looked, well, it does look so good. So I'm gonna have to figure out, these are so much smaller in comparison too. It's no wonder they're lighter. I would imagine the CRXs are much smaller too. I probably should have grabbed the CRXs to save weight. I could always get some in the future. But yeah, there's really no need for the Integra ones are so much bigger. I don't know. Anyway, the energy suspension logo did not come out, or I should say it did come out where I wanted it, but that damn thing's just not going to focus. And the number up there, which was what I was trying to get at, is hidden. So, really no point in that. The clip went in pretty easily. I was worried about threading the threads. I just used a 1/4" extension and a dead below rubber hammer to tap it in. I put in, let's see here, I put this in first, and one thing I neglected to mention, and I can't find the tool. I can't find the one I was using. I've got one that's even bigger. It's probably a 12-inch. But a set of channel locks, if these aren't lined up in the right way, just use these and you can easily twist them into whatever position you want. I had them already in pretty close position, so that worked out fine for me. And I put in these 2 bolts first. Then I held it up. I actually had it sitting on that Tidy Cat box, so that made my life so much easier. Then I put this bolt in next, had to hold it up, and then this one, I had to hold this thing up and rock it until I could get that one in. And then I put this in, connected it. The compensator arm in the back I put on, and let me get underneath, well, before I get down there, because that was the next one I did, and I ended up not tightening these up, but then loosening them all the way down. The next one I did was the lower control arm to the steering knuckle, not really steering knuckle, it's lower control arm, or rear trailing arm, excuse me. Then I put the shock tower up in the top, tightened it all the way up top, and I can see the bushings up there. And then I put this in. This was a bit of a pita, but not as much as that one. This one just used some jacking up, and that was basically it, just used the jack. This one here, however, I ended up needing to loosen this bolt here to make this pivot. That made life a whole lot easier. Then once I did that, I had to lift it up with a jack. I couldn't do it otherwise. And I put silicone all over everything, so hopefully it won't be squeaking. And this has got a bit of more of a bend than I'd like. I wish this was a little bit longer, but that's just the way it is. So it's either going to be a bit of a bend there or a bit of a bend there, and I'm trying to split the difference. And if you're taking both of these off at the same time, you should put them in the trunk, or only definitely jack up the rear, because if you got the front jacked up as well, the car has no weight in the back and could easily fall off of the jack stands. So they recommend either jacking up just the rear, which is what I did, or putting weight in the trunk, and I did that as well, but not really necessary. Let's see here. Yeah, so lining that up was a PETA, but I ended up getting it. None of the bolts are torqued down. It says that you need to torque them down once everything is on the ground and everything has been, what's the word? I can't, it's under weight. I can't think of the word. Not pressurized, but so I'm going to climb under the car and then show the issue, or I can even actually go in the car and show the issue. With the first mounting portion of the emergency brake cable comes way up here, way too damn far. These things are quite expensive. I wish I would have pulled the ones off of that CRX now. There may be another CRX. I smell gasoline in here. I've got to be leaking gas. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, that's really bad. So, get under the car and I'll show you. And I don't think the first... Ow. I don't believe the first tab, which would be this one here, I don't believe this adjusts or moves. I think it just pivots. This one actually moves, but this one, it's got like a metal housing on it, so how the hell you're supposed to make that work, I don't know. I'll have to try and research it. So here we are on the underside. It still looks just as good pretty much, except for some of the parts that are rusted. And there's the brake line, and then you have the emergency cable, e-brake cable. So that one's going to be probably where it needs to be. I don't think that's going to be adjustable either. But then you follow it all the way up to here, and I don't think, because this is the one I just showed, that is going to be adjustable. So then you have man, I'm too close to this damn camera. Then you have this one here, which is also not really, I mean, that one is adjustable, but what the hell are you going to do with 10 inches, man? Oh, I guess I mean, you can pull it back here, but I just don't see how that's going to work. So, yeah, I definitely smell gas. Whew, that's bad. And then I put the boot on there, so I'm pretty sure brake cables are going to be $100 or $200. And gosh, what a pain in the ass it's going to be. So that's going to be it for today. Something tells me this is not recording right based upon what I'm looking at here. Yeah, I don't think that was at a very good angle. This is probably a little better, hopefully. Oh, and the other thing is your compensator arm, since you're going to be changing them out and it affects your toe, I wouldn't even bother undoing it here. I would just undo it at the trailing arm and then connect it there. That way your toe isn't going to be out of adjustment. I think that would be obviously the better. They say to mark them, and then you can get them back close so you can drive it to a alignment shop or a dealership or wherever you plan on taking it to get in alignment. That damn thing just moved again. I wonder what this video is going to look like. So that's it for today. I'm going to probably call it a day and start doing research, and I'll tackle it again tomorrow.